Hello, it's Common. Let's get into the nitty gritty. There are some of my fellow Americans that are worried about the browning of this country. White people in this country have a little bit more than 60% of the population, and then the rest is made up by blacks, Hispanics, Asians, and other people from other parts of the world. I hate to tell white people this, but it won't make a difference even if the minority groups take over the United States. You know why? Give you a brief minute. Think about this one. Look at South Africa. It's predominantly black, very little white people, but they control the majority of the businesses. He who has the money is the king. This country could be made up of 80% black and Hispanic and Asian and other groups. But as long as white people like Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, Warren Buffett have all the wealth, they're still going to be king. They'll still be able to make laws. They'll still buy off politicians. They'll contribute money to their campaigns. They'll give them maybe some backdoor money, some free vacations. Sort of like our guy Clarence Thomas, riding around on a private jet, borrowing a private yacht, from his buddy. So business will be as usual. Now, the only thing is, if you don't like minorities, you might want to get over that shit. Because if and when minorities do take over in the population, a lot of black people don't have a lot of wealth. A lot of Spanish people don't have a lot of wealth. And needless to say, like I said, just look at South Africa. I was just reading up on it. The population disparity. I mean, it's like enormous. You go, black people should have all the power there. But they don't. If you look it up, check it out for yourself, you will find out the minority, which is the white people that live there, still control most of the businesses, and they still control most of the government through influence. So the browning's coming no matter what. I hate to say it. In the U.S., poor people have a tendency, to have a lot more babies than people that are middle class and rich. So while that's happening, eventually, white people, you will become the minority in this country. Now, don't get upset because, first of all, this is not your land. I hear white people, they're taking our country. This was never your country. You took it from the American Indians. Don't ever forget that. They had bows and arrows. You came over with guns. How do you think that war is going to work out? Who do you think is going to win? Obviously, the white people that came over here. And then after coming here, they try to wipe out the whole population of American Indians. So don't tell me you feel a certain way about brown people and yellow people coming here and taking over a country that doesn't belong to you. What kind of bullshit is that? That's some backward ass thinking. None of this is yours. Not one damn thing. Don't forget this land was stolen. People were murdered to get it. And black and brown people and yellow people are not killing any white people to, hey, let's increase our population numbers. Let's start getting rid of white people. Nobody's doing that. And you should feel lucky for the way you treated my people. I know the younger gen. Well, I didn't do it. And I get that. You didn't. But your ancestors surely did. And then, through not being able to get jobs, you got to be twice as good as a white person next to you to move up the ladder where they can be mediocre. Black people and brown people and yellow people should feel some type of way. But as a group, typically we don't. We try to fit in. And white people, you're just going to have to learn how to fit in. But the only thing is, you will still have the power. So if there's a consolation prize, you might become the minority group, but still white people as a whole have the majority of money in this country. The top 1%, which is typically white people. Now we have some black people in that group, But we don't have a lot, but we have a few. You know, you got your LeBron, I think is a billionaire now. You got Michael Jordan, you got Oprah, and you Robert, I forget his last name, Smith. Yeah, I mean, these people have a lot of money. But as a whole, it's a small minority of minorities that have that type of money. So don't get your little panties in a bunch. Like I said, this isn't yours anyways. This is something that was taken. And then when you become the minority, you got one consolation prize. Even though I hate to say it, the majority of the middle class white and the middle class poor, they look down upon you. You're not one of them. And if you don't believe me, look how you're getting treated right now by Trump. He's not hurting black people. You know, he's hurting white people. The tariffs, there's more white people in this country. Who's going to get hurt more? White people. You know, he's taking away assistance, food stamps, wants to cut Medicaid. You know the majority of people on that shit? It ain't black and brown people and yellow people. It's the majority is white. So they're telling you they don't give a fuck about you as it is, but you're still in the group because we need your vote. And as long as we need your vote, you're in the club. But you're not in the club. You're in the same boat with us minorities. You guys are getting shit on just like us. But I forget what president said. Lyndon Baines Johnson said, you convince a white person that he's better than the average minority and you can take every dollar he's ever made. Something like that. I'm probably getting suited. But he is so correct. You're so worried about your white skin, this land that doesn't belong to you, the rich people, the Elon Musk. Obviously, he didn't care when he's cutting all these jobs. The majority of federal workers are white. He just threw you by the wayside. Now you know how minorities feel. You know, oh, they took my job, they took this. Now you know when a black person, a brown person can't get a job because of DUI being gone, and even that, you still got to be better, and you might be one of a few. And like I said in my previous videos, I've run businesses. Believe you me, there weren't a lot of minorities where I was running these businesses. Now, I would try to hire women and minorities, bring them up, help out, contribute to the cause, but there's not a lot. There's more rich white men that are on these boards and committees. So when you're thinking about it, don't worry about it. Even if, like I said, we take over in the population, you still have the money, but those that are middle class and poor that happen to be white, guess what? You might as well just consider yourself one of us. Because they're going to treat you the same way they treat us. So, I hope this explains things a little bit better because, like I said, I've watched a lot of YouTube videos and I hear people talking about this, especially white people, the browning. It doesn't make a difference. As long as you got millions and billions in the bank, you're in their club. If you got $10,000 in the bank and you're working a 9 to 5 trying to scrape by, to buy a house, make sure your kids go to a decent school, you're in the same boat. So on that note, learn more so you can do better.